do?
Oh, yeah.
CSI.
Oh, yeah.
Montgomery County.
No shit, that's
Yes.
crazy.
I worked in D.C. for a long time, too.
What's the gnarliest thing you've seen?
Well, there was a lady that threw herself in front of the train in Rockville.
That's what we were talking about today.
And Randolph
I got Randolph
Holy
Road
shit.
We're
in
from New
Rockville.
York.
I gotta tell you about this story.
We don't know anything about DC.
So she gets hit, right? And it severs her head.
Wait, did she lay her neck on the tracks?
Oh,
No.
She was just standing there.
Here comes
And I
the
cut her head off
72 miles an
from
hour.
right here, right?
She turns around.
So I'm like walking down the tracks, okay? Here's what happens.
Oh, shit.
And I like pull, okay, her head's like on the ground, so I go and I pick up her head and I turn it over and there's nothing in the back, but from here up is her face. Then I go onto the track and I turn her body over and all that's there is her organs. So I'm like putting her organs back inside of her. And my other investigator, he's like picking up body parts and we're putting it inside. Well, I go and I sit, like the media is gone, and I'm like sitting in my car and I'm like writing my report and all this. And this car pulls up and it's this guy. And he's like, well, my wife wants to know how you identified her mother. I'm like, well, sir, I said, from her driver's license and her head, it matched. He's like, oh, okay. It's like, so the wife tries to get out of the car and he's like, no, honey, it's okay. We'll get back in the car. We'll talk.
She thought it was all bloody and all distorted, but it was perfect. You should have seen the picture.
From here up, okay?
It looks like this. That's it.
But when you think of
You have a
someone's
picture?
In the grass.
not with me, but no, I
Well,
can't.
not with you, obviously. You're like, yeah, sure do.
Well, of
Sure
course.
do. Wallpaper on the cell phone.
Seriously, you think to yourself, well, if someone gets hit by a train, there's nothing left to identify. So I
Yeah.
can understand where he was
Yeah.
coming from, right? And I'm trying to be really nice and be sensitive, like
no
the
blood.
nurse that I am, no blood, none. So anyway, the wife gets out of the car and comes over to me and she says, well, honey, how did they identify, my mother? It's like, oh, honey, go sit in the car. You don't want to know. Go sit down. She's like kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, and finally I said something. Well, she flipped out, got in the car, left her husband behind, skidded off.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, what am I supposed to
What do
say?
you do with the body?
Are you all standing up? I don't know if you've heard, but I have a pretty tremendous dick. So come on, get your dicks out.